Hey, how's it going? Going over AR mags today, specifically those in 5.56. When the M16 was first adopted, they were issued with cast aluminum 20-round mags that were originally supposed to be disposable. These mags also had aluminum followers, which was definitely one of the choices of all time. A while later, 30-round aluminum mags were adopted, which then, through development, became the GI magazines we know today. I have a couple GI aluminum magazines with green followers that are not anti-tilt, and they work alright but aren't ideal. I've never had any significant feed issues with mags that have anti-tilt followers, but I've had issues with these ones. I've had a few malfunctions with these that aren't mirrored in any other mags in this video. Onto Duramags, a solid option that I haven't had many issues with. I've heard some people hate these and have had a lot of issues, but for me, I purchased all of mine between 2020 and 2021, and they all work pretty fine. Maybe one or two feed stoppages if memory serves, but overall pretty good. Duramags are an acceptable quality budget aluminum mag using a GI design, but with an anti-tilt follower, which helps a lot. The finish isn't great, but hey, they work, and that's really all I care about. Onto the OK Industries SureFeed E2. These are best in class for metal AR mags, in my opinion. I've never had a feed stoppage that was the mag's fault, and they have added texture on the sides of the mags. I don't know how necessary the texture is unless you're reloading after being coated in vegetable oil, but it doesn't hurt anything, so that's cool. The texture on the side doesn't interfere with draws from nylon or polymer magazine pouches, at least in my experience. Onto the Brownells 20 Rounder. This magazine is made out of stainless steel instead of aluminum, and is really tight in certain lowers. I have an Orchid defense lower in particular that this magazine will simply not slide into. Some people complain about loading 30 rounders fully, and downloading them to 29 rounds to make them easier to seat under stress. On a closed bolt, that is. I personally have never had an issue with pressing full 30 round mags into the mag well with a closed bolt, but these Brownells 20 round mags are fucking difficult. It genuinely requires some of that good bicep action to actually get it to seat. Fuck doing curls, this is how you really get gains. But besides that, these are not clone correct. For one, they're made out of steel, and two, they appear to just be a cut down 30 rounder. Despite not being clone correct, when you could buy them, they were an affordable way to get a 20 round metal AR mag. A suitable mag for fictional builds, like the NCR service rifle from Fallout, which I will at some point be building. The followers on these are also not anti-tilt, but I don't think anybody will be using these for defensive purposes, so whatever, it's fine. Now on to my favorite mag of them all, Magpul P-Mags. I have a couple Gen 2s, but mostly Gen 3s with Windows. While I really like these, I do have a couple Gen 3 P-Mags that are starting to have their feed lips blow out. You can see these mags have a funky little feature, let's call it. The follower likes to pop out just a tiny bit. These mags will still feed, but it's indicative that the feed lips are starting to spread apart, giggity. That being said, Gen 3 P-Mags are authorized for use in a few branches of the armed forces. If you're obsessed with using what the military does, then you're solid going with the P-Mag. MFT Polymer Mags. Bought this one from my FFL for pretty cheap, and it's not bad. I haven't done all that much with it, but it survived the 300 or so rounds fed through it thus far. The polymer doesn't feel as rigid as the Magpul, but it's not bad. Nowhere near as bad as the polymer used on the Amend 2 Glock mags. It legit feels like a fucking milk carton. Or milk jug? What's the proper terminology? Oh wait, I don't give a shit. Never mind. And now on to Lancer mags. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I do very much like that these have metal feed lips, but the mags are extremely prone to over-insertion issues which will lock up your gun hard. This isn't just something I've experienced. Other people online have as well, I've read. I've had this happen several times to me, and for that reason, I just am not a fan of Lancers. Sorry. They look cool at least. And yeah, that's a quick and dirty overview of my experience with AR mags in 5.56. I haven't tried out some of the other mags that seem a little gimmicky, like Hex mags, but at some point I'll definitely pick one or two up and give them a try. But yeah, most of the mags I've tried have worked well. I'm a P-Mag fanboy, but I'm also a huge fan of the SureFeed E2s. Damn shame they aren't manufactured anymore. But your magazine choice matters a lot less than fitness and training. If my fat ass can drop 20 pounds in 3 months, then you can too. Get out there and do some drills, and have fun. Take care.